Have you ever found yourself wondering how you got where you are today? Do you sometimes feel like life is just passing by, like you're not really in control of your own story? Maybe you've spent years chasing goals that now feel meaningless, or perhaps you're stuck in a routine that feels like an endless loop. The truth is, the most important project you will ever work on is you. Are your greatest asset, and investing in your personal growth is the most valuable commitment you can make. Whether you're struggling in your career, relationships, or just feeling unfulfilled in life, this book will guide you through a process of rediscovering yourself and taking the steps necessary to become the best version of you. Imagine waking up each day with a deep sense of clarity and purpose, knowing exactly what you want from life and how to get it. Picture yourself standing in front of a mirror, not just seeing your reflection, but the strong, confident, and fulfilled person you're becoming. This journey is about turning that vision into reality. Rebuild yourself. The power of focus on you every day is designed to help you do just that, to take charge of your life and start creating the version of you that you've always imagined but never quite knew how to achieve. This isn't just another self-help guide filled with motivational fluff or superficial advice. It's a roadmap for those ready to rebuild their life from the inside out, focusing on the daily habits, mental shifts, and philosophies that drive true transformation. This is the start of your journey to rebuild, to focus, and to create a version of yourself you can truly be proud of. The content you're about to hear is a blend of time-tested strategies for personal development, philosophical reflections, and practical guidance on how to rebuild your mindset, habits, and actions. The aim is not just to help you achieve your goals, but to transform how you think about yourself and the world around you. Before we dive deeper, I encourage you to take a moment and subscribe to the Gravitas Mindset channel, where we explore profound ideas, personal growth strategies, and techniques for living a more fulfilled life. By subscribing, you'll never miss an opportunity to keep growing and evolving. Let's begin this transformation together. Chapter 1. You are the architect of your own life. When was the last time you truly paused to reflect on where your life is heading? Not just on your career or your day-to-day responsibilities, but on the deeper aspects of your existence, your values, your relationships, your happiness, and most importantly, your sense of purpose. Most people drift through life, letting external circumstances dictate their direction. But to truly rebuild yourself, you must realize that you are the architect of your own life. One of the biggest misconceptions in life is that success, happiness, or fulfillment is something we stumble upon or are given. This couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is that everything you want in life, the success you dream of, the personal fulfillment you crave, the sense of accomplishment that makes everything feel worthwhile, comes down to one thing: personal responsibility. You are responsible for the life you lead. If you're not where you want to be, it's up to you to change that. If you're unhappy in your career, it's your responsibility to find a new path. If your relationships are failing, it's up to you to improve them. The sooner you internalize this truth, the sooner you'll start making real progress toward becoming the person you want to be. Think of your life as a building, with you as the architect. Every decision you make, every habit you form, and every mindset you adopt is like a brick in the structure of your existence. The quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of the bricks you're laying down. Are you building something strong, resilient, and beautiful? Or are you constructing something fragile, destined to crumble at the first sign of trouble? Building the foundation, acknowledge your starting point. Before we can talk about where you're going, we need to acknowledge where you are. Every successful journey starts with an honest assessment of the starting point. This can be a difficult process because it requires you to confront the areas of your life that are not where you want them to be. It's easy to point the finger at external factors, your job, your family, your financial situation, but the truth is, these are just symptoms of a deeper issue. The foundation of your life is built on your mindset, your beliefs, and your self-awareness. These core elements determine how you perceive and react to the world around you. They influence every decision you make, whether consciously or unconsciously. If your mindset is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, the foundation you're building your life on is weak. But if your mindset is one of growth, positivity, and resilience, you're laying a foundation that can support a truly extraordinary life. To rebuild yourself, you must first evaluate where you stand right now. Take a moment to reflect on the different areas of your life, your physical health, your mental and emotional well-being, your career, your relationships, and your personal growth. Are you satisfied with where you are in each of these areas? If not, why? What beliefs, habits, or mindsets have led you to this point? Understanding your starting point is essential because you can't make meaningful progress if you don't know where you're beginning from. The power of personal responsibility. Once you've acknowledged your current situation, the next step is taking full responsibility for it. Personal responsibility is the cornerstone of rebuilding yourself because it shifts the power back into your hands. When you realize that you and only you are responsible for your life, you also realize that you have the power to change it. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that has gone wrong. It means accepting that while you may not have control over the external events in your life, you have complete control over how you respond to them. It's about recognizing that your thoughts, actions, and decisions have brought you to where you are today, and that changing those thoughts, actions, and decisions can take you to where you want to be tomorrow. Many people live in a state of victimhood, constantly blaming external factors for their lack of success or happiness. They point to their circumstances, their job, their upbringing, their finances, as the reasons why they can't move forward. But the truth is, the only thing holding them back is their mindset. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop waiting for external circumstances to change, and you start creating the change yourself. One of the most powerful shifts you can make in your mindset is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone. They think they are born with a certain level of capability, and there's nothing they can do to change it. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset believe that they can develop their abilities through effort, learning, and perseverance. Which mindset do you have? Do you believe that your circumstances define you, or do you believe that you can define your circumstances? The answer to that question will determine how successful you will be in rebuilding yourself. Take a moment to reflect on your current situation. Write down the areas of your life where you feel stuck or unsatisfied. Next, write down the beliefs or mindsets that may be contributing to this dissatisfaction. Ask yourself, how can I take responsibility for improving this area of my life? The power of focus, directing your energy where it matters. We live in a world filled with distractions. From social media to the endless demands of work and personal life, it's easy to lose focus on what truly matters. But if you're serious about rebuilding yourself, you need to learn how to focus your energy on the things that will actually move the needle forward in your life. Focus is the ability to concentrate your attention on a single task or goal, blocking out distractions and unnecessary noise. It's about channeling your mental and emotional energy into the things that will make the biggest difference in your life. When you focus, you're not just busy, you're productive. You're working on the things that matter most, and as a result, you're making real progress toward your goals. However, focus isn't just about eliminating distractions. It's also about prioritizing what's most important. The reality is you can't do everything, and you certainly can't do everything well. To rebuild yourself, you need to identify the key areas of your life that need the most attention and focus your efforts there. Here's an important truth. Not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks have a much bigger impact on your life than others. The key to effective focus is identifying the high-leverage tasks, the actions that will create the most significant results in your life. These are the tasks that will move you closer to your goals in the most efficient way possible. Take a look at your current to-do list or daily routine. Are you spending your time on tasks that truly matter? Identify one or two high-leverage tasks that will have the biggest impact on your personal growth or your goals, and focus on those. Cultivating discipline, the fuel for consistent progress. If focus is the steering wheel that guides you toward your goals, then discipline is the engine that powers your journey. Discipline is the ability to stick with something even when it's difficult, boring, or frustrating. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up at the first sign of discomfort. Discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. One day, you may feel inspired and ready to conquer the world, and the next, you may feel completely unmotivated. Discipline, on the other hand, is about commitment. It's about showing up every day, regardless of how you feel, and doing the work that needs to be done. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you make the choice to follow through on a commitment, whether it's working out, reading, or completing a task, you're strengthening your discipline muscle. And just like any muscle, if you neglect it, it will weaken. But discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about consistency. You will have days where you slip up or fall short of your goals, and that's okay. What matters is that you get back on track and keep moving forward. The key to long-term success is not avoiding failure, but learning how to recover quickly and stay committed to the process. Actionable step. Set a small, manageable daily goal that will help you build discipline. It could be as simple as reading for 10 minutes a day, exercising for 15 minutes, or meditating for 5 minutes. The goal is to create a habit of consistency which will strengthen your discipline over time. The ripple effect, how small changes lead to big results. One of the most important lessons in personal growth is understanding the power of small, consistent actions. Too often, people become overwhelmed by the idea of making big changes in their lives, thinking they need to overhaul everything overnight. But the truth is real, lasting change happens through small, incremental improvements over time. This concept is often referred to as the ripple effect. Just as a small pebble dropped into a pond creates ripples that spread outward, small changes in your habits and mindset can create a ripple effect that leads to significant results in the long run. For example, let's say you commit to reading for just 10 minutes a day. At first, it may seem like a small, insignificant habit, but over the course of a year, those 10 minutes a day add up to over 60 hours of reading. That's 60 hours of new knowledge, new insights, and personal growth, all from a small, consistent habit. The ripple effect works in every area of your life. Whether it's improving your health, your relationships, or your career, small, consistent actions lead to big changes over time. The key is to stay patient and trust the process. Identify one small habit that you can start today and commit to practicing it consistently for the next 30 days. Track your progress and reflect on the ripple effect that this small habit creates in your life. As we conclude this first chapter, it's important to reflect on the foundational principles we've discussed. You are the architect of your own life, and every thought, decision, and action you take is shaping the person you are becoming. By acknowledging your current situation, taking personal responsibility, and focusing your energy on what truly matters, you can begin the process of rebuilding yourself. Discipline is the key to staying committed to this journey, and the ripple effect of your small, consistent actions will lead to big results over time. Remember, This process is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up for yourself every day and doing the work that will transform your life. Chapter 2: The Power of Focus, Directing Your Energy Where It Matters. When was the last time you gave your full attention to one task without distractions? In today's world, focus has become one of the rarest and most valuable assets. We live in an age of endless interruptions, from social media notifications to the constant bombardment of information through news, emails, and other sources. It's no surprise that most people struggle to focus their energy on what truly matters. But here's the reality. If you want to rebuild yourself and create a life of purpose and fulfillment, you must master the art of focus. Focus is more than just the ability to concentrate on a task for an extended period of time. It's about directing your mental, emotional, and physical energy toward your most important goals and priorities. It's about cutting through the noise and honing in on the things that will have the greatest impact on your life. In this chapter, we're going to explore the power of focus, how to develop it, sustain it, and use it to propel your personal growth. By learning how to direct your energy where it matters most, you'll be able to achieve more in less time, reduce stress, and create a life that aligns with your true values and ambitions. Focus as a superpower. In a world where attention is constantly being pulled in multiple directions, focus has become a superpower. Those who can harness this superpower can achieve extraordinary things. The reason is simple. When you focus intensely on a single goal or task, you bring all of your resources, your mind, energy, and time into alignment, creating momentum that pushes you forward. However, most people are living in a state of attention residue. This means that even when they switch tasks or try to concentrate on something important, part of their mind is still lingering on the previous task or distraction. Think about the last time you checked your phone in the middle of a work project. Even after you put the phone down, your mind might have stayed stuck on the text message or social media update, leaving only part of your attention available for your work. This scattered attention not only reduces your productivity, but also drains your mental energy, leading to feelings of overwhelm and burnout. True focus requires eliminating these distractions and learning to direct your full attention toward a single objective. Set aside blocks of time during your day for deep work, uninterrupted periods where you can focus entirely on one task. During these blocks, eliminate all distractions, including your phone, email, and social media. Start with 30 minutes of deep work and gradually increase the time as you build your focus muscles. Understanding your priorities. One of the key principles of focus is understanding your priorities. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, spending your time and energy on tasks that seem urgent but are not truly important. This is why many people feel busy all the time but don't feel like they're making any real progress toward their goals. They're stuck in the illusion of productivity, checking off tasks that ultimately don't move the needle forward. To focus effectively, you must first identify your highest priorities. Not every task deserves your attention. In fact, most tasks don't. The key is to identify the few things that will have the greatest impact on your long-term success and well-being, and then devote the majority of your energy to those tasks. This idea is often referred to as the 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle, which states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, a small number of activities are responsible for the majority of your success. The challenge is identifying those high-impact activities and focusing on them relentlessly. Create a list of your top 5 priorities. These are the areas of your life where you want to see the most growth or improvement. Next to each priority, write down the actions that will have the greatest impact on achieving success in that area. This exercise will help you clarify where to focus your energy and attention. The art of saying no. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining focus is the ability to say no. Many people struggle with this because they fear disappointing others, missing out on opportunities, or being seen as uncooperative. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're saying no to something that does. Learning to say no is about setting boundaries and protecting your focus. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are limited resources, and if you spend them on tasks or commitments that don't serve your larger goals, you're diluting your ability to succeed. In the process of rebuilding yourself, you will be faced with countless opportunities, invitations, and distractions. Some of these will seem appealing, but not all of them will align with your mission. The key is to develop the discipline to say no to the things that don't matter so that you can say yes to the things that do. Saying no isn't about being selfish or rejecting others. It's about having the clarity and confidence to make choices that support your long-term vision. It's about prioritizing your own growth and well-being above the desire to please others or avoid discomfort. Practice saying no. The next time someone asks you to commit to something that doesn't align with your priorities, politely decline. Use phrases like, "I appreciate the offer, but I have other priorities I'm focusing on right now." This will help you build the confidence to protect your time and energy. Focus and emotional energy. Focus isn't just about managing your time or attention, it's also about managing your emotional energy. When you're emotionally scattered or drained, it becomes nearly impossible to concentrate on anything meaningful. This is why it's so important to be mindful of where you're investing your emotional energy. Every interaction, every task, and every commitment requires a certain amount of emotional investment. If you're constantly giving away your emotional energy to things that don't serve you, you'll find yourself depleted and unable to focus on what truly matters. Think of your emotional energy as a finite resource. Just like your physical energy, it can be exhausted if you don't manage it properly. To maintain focus, you need to protect your emotional reserves and avoid situations or people that drain you unnecessarily. One way to do this is by practicing emotional boundaries. This means learning to detach from things that don't contribute to your well-being or progress. It's not about becoming cold or indifferent, but about recognizing that you can't invest your emotional energy in everything and everyone. By conserving your emotional energy, you'll have more to give to the things that truly matter. Identify one or two areas in your life where you're investing too much emotional energy without getting much in return. This could be a toxic relationship, a stressful job, or even a bad habit. Begin creating emotional boundaries in these areas and redirect that energy toward your personal growth. Eliminating distractions, the focus killers. In a world of constant distractions, maintaining focus can feel like an uphill battle. From the moment you wake up, you're bombarded with notifications, messages, and demands for your attention. But if you want to rebuild yourself, you must learn to eliminate distractions and create an environment that supports deep, focused work. The first step in eliminating distractions is identifying them. Some distractions are obvious, like your phone or social media, but others are more subtle. For example, mental clutter, the endless stream of thoughts and worries that race through your mind, can be just as distracting as external interruptions. Once you've identified your distractions, the next step is to create a strategy for minimizing them. This might mean setting specific times for checking your email, turning off notifications on your phone, or creating a designated workspace where you can focus without interruptions. One of the most effective techniques for eliminating distractions is the Pomodoro technique. This method involves breaking your work into focused intervals, typically 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. The idea is to work with intense focus during the interval and then allow your mind to rest during the break. This not only helps eliminate distractions, but also prevents burnout and mental fatigue. Identify your top 3 distractions and create a plan to minimize or eliminate them. Try using the Pomodoro technique for your next work session. Set a timer for 25 minutes, work with intense focus, and then take a 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 4 times, and then take a longer break. Creating a focus-friendly environment. Your environment plays a crucial role in your ability to focus. If you're surrounded by clutter, noise, or distractions, it's going to be difficult to concentrate on anything meaningful. That's why it's essential to create an environment that supports focus and productivity. Start by decluttering your physical space. A clean, organized workspace can have a profound effect on your mental clarity. When your environment is free of unnecessary items, your mind is free to focus on the task at hand. Next, consider the sensory aspects of your environment. Is there too much noise? Are there too many visual distractions? If possible, create a quiet, calming space where you can work without interruptions. If you can't eliminate noise, consider using noise-canceling headphones or listening to instrumental music to help you concentrate. Your environment should also be conducive to your personal well-being. Make sure you have good lighting, a comfortable chair, and any tools or resources you need to do your best work. A well-designed environment not only boosts focus, but also enhances your overall mood and productivity. Take 15 minutes to declutter your workspace. Remove any unnecessary items, organize your materials, and create a space that feels calm and conducive to focus. Consider making small adjustments to your environment, such as adding plants or improving the lighting, to enhance your mental clarity. Building mental resilience, the key to long-term focus. Focus isn't just about eliminating distractions or creating a productive environment. It's also about building mental resilience. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become mentally fatigued or overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information and tasks that demand your attention. Mental resilience is the ability to stay focused and productive even when faced with challenges, setbacks, or distractions. One of the best ways to build mental resilience is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices train your mind to stay present, helping you resist the urge to multitask or jump from one task to another. Meditation, in particular, has been shown to improve focus and concentration by strengthening the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for attention and decision-making. In addition to mindfulness, mental resilience can be strengthened by adopting a growth mindset. When you approach challenges with a belief that you can learn and improve, you're more likely to stay focused on finding solutions rather than becoming discouraged by obstacles. Finally, mental resilience is about maintaining a healthy work-life balance. If you're constantly pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion, your focus will inevitably suffer. Make time for rest, relaxation, and activities that recharge your mental and emotional energy. Incorporate a mindfulness or meditation practice into your daily routine. Start with just 5 minutes of meditation each morning to train your mind to stay present and focused. Over time, increase the duration as you build your mental resilience. The flow state, achieving peak focus. One of the most powerful experiences of focus is entering the flow state, a mental state where you're fully immersed in the task at hand, completely absorbed in the present moment. When you're in flow, time seems to disappear, distractions fade away, and your productivity skyrockets. This state is often described as being in the zone, and it's the ultimate level of focus. Achieving flow requires a few key conditions. The task must be challenging but achievable. You must be clear on your goals, and you must minimize distractions. The more you practice deep focus, the easier it becomes to enter the flow state. Once you've experienced flow, you'll realize how much more productive and creative you can be when you're fully focused. Flow not only helps you accomplish more in less time, but also enhances your enjoyment of the task itself. Actionable step. Choose a challenging but achievable task to work on. Set a clear goal for what you want to accomplish and eliminate all distractions. Focus intensely on the task for 45 minutes and see if you can enter the flow state. In today's world, focus is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. By learning to direct your energy toward your highest priorities, eliminating distractions, and building mental resilience, you can achieve extraordinary results in your life. Focus allows you to move past the superficial busyness that consumes most people's time and channel your efforts into the things that truly matter. Remember, focus isn't just about doing more, it's about doing the right things. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values, priorities, and long-term vision. As you continue to rebuild yourself, focus will be your guiding compass, helping you stay on track and move steadily toward your goals. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the power of habits, how to build, break, and sustain the habits that will fuel your personal transformation. Together, we'll explore the science of habit formation and the strategies you can use to make lasting change. Chapter 3. The power of habits, building, breaking, and sustaining lasting change. Habits form the backbone of our daily lives. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, our actions are driven by a series of routines and behaviors that we've practiced over time. The fascinating thing about habits is that they can either propel us toward success or quietly sabotage our progress. If you think about it, every major accomplishment you've achieved and every failure you've endured can likely be traced back to the habits you've formed over the years. Building new, empowering habits and breaking old, limiting ones is one of the most important steps in rebuilding yourself. The beauty of habits lies in their ability to transform small, consistent actions into massive results over time. Just as water can carve out a canyon over centuries, the habits you form today can shape the trajectory of your life. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into the science of habits, how they're formed, how they can be changed, and how you can leverage them to create lasting transformation. By mastering your habits, you'll unlock one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and success: the habit loop. Understanding the science behind habits. At the core of every habit is a neurological loop called the habit loop. This loop consists of three key components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Understanding this loop is essential because it explains how habits are formed and why they can be so difficult to break. Cue. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. It could be a time of day, a specific location, an emotional state, or even another action. For example, if you have the habit of checking your phone first thing in the morning, the cue might be the sound of your alarm going off, or the fact that you've just woken up. Routine. The routine is the actual behavior or action that you perform. In the phone checking example, the routine is reaching for your phone and scrolling through social media or emails. This is the behavior that's repeated over and over until it becomes automatic. Reward. The reward is the payoff or satisfaction you get from completing the routine. It's what makes you want to repeat the behavior. The reward could be the dopamine hit from seeing a new notification or the sense of accomplishment from clearing your inbox. Understanding these three components is crucial because it gives you the power to change your habits. By identifying the cues and rewards that drive your behaviors, you can start to change the routines in between. In other words, if you want to break a bad habit or build a new one, you need to manipulate the habit loop. Identify one habit you want to change or build. Write down the cue, routine, and reward for that habit. This will give you clarity on how the habit is formed and how you can begin to change it. Building new habits, start small, think big. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build new habits is starting too big. They set ambitious goals like going to the gym for an hour every day and then get discouraged when they can't maintain the routine. The key to building new habits is to start small and build gradually. Small habits, when repeated consistently, compound over time into significant change. This approach is known as atomic habits. The idea is to focus on making tiny changes, even as small as just 1% improvements, because these small changes are easier to stick with and less likely to trigger resistance or burnout. Over time, as you maintain these small habits, they start to stack up, creating massive shifts in your life. For example, if your goal is to start meditating for 30 minutes every day, but you've never meditated before, starting with a full 30 minutes might feel overwhelming. Instead, start with just 2 minutes. While it may seem insignificant, the goal is to build the habit of meditating daily, not the duration. Once the habit is established, you can gradually increase the time. The key is consistency. A small habit done consistently is far more powerful than a large effort that fizzles out after a few days. Think of habits as seeds. Planting a small seed today and nurturing it consistently will eventually grow into something much bigger and more impactful. Choose a new habit you want to build and break it down into its smallest possible version. For example, if your goal is to start exercising, begin with just 5 minutes of movement each day. Once you've established the habit, you can increase the duration and intensity over time. The power of keystone habits. Not all habits are created equal. Some habits have the power to influence other areas of your life and trigger a positive domino effect. These are known as keystone habits. Keystone habits are the foundational behaviors that, once established, lead to the development of other good habits and improvements in various aspects of your life. For example, regular exercise is often considered a keystone habit. When you exercise consistently, you're more likely to make healthier food choices, sleep better, and feel more energized throughout the day. These improvements in turn lead to better productivity, mental clarity, and even improved relationships. Keystone habits create a ripple effect because they build momentum. Once you establish a keystone habit, it creates a sense of accomplishment and motivation, which makes it easier to adopt other positive behaviors. Instead of trying to change every aspect of your life at once, focus on identifying and building a few keystone habits that will have the biggest impact. Identify 1 or 2 keystone habits that, if developed, will have a positive effect on other areas of your life. This could be something like exercising, journaling, or practicing gratitude. Focus on establishing these habits first before tackling other goals. Breaking bad habits, rewiring your brain. While building new habits is essential for growth, breaking bad habits is equally important. Bad habits are often deeply ingrained because they provide some form of immediate reward, even if that reward is detrimental in the long run. Whether it's procrastination, overeating, or constantly checking your phone, breaking a bad habit requires understanding its underlying triggers and replacing the routine with a healthier alternative. As mentioned earlier, habits operate on a loop: cue, routine, and reward. To break a bad habit, you need to disrupt this loop by changing the routine. However, it's not enough to simply stop the behavior. You need to replace it with a new, more positive behavior that satisfies the same cue and reward. For example, if your bad habit is stress eating, the cue might be stress or anxiety, the routine is reaching for unhealthy snacks, and the reward is the temporary comfort that food provides. To break this habit, you need to replace the routine with something else that provides comfort, such as deep breathing exercises, going for a walk, or practicing mindfulness. Breaking bad habits also requires creating friction. If a bad habit is easy to perform, you're more likely to engage in it. By making the habit more difficult, you create friction, which makes it harder to follow through. For example, if you tend to waste time on social media, consider deleting the apps from your phone or setting up blockers during certain hours. Choose one bad habit you want to break and identify the cue, routine, and reward. Then, decide on a healthier behavior you can substitute for the routine. Also, create friction around the bad habit by making it harder to engage in. The importance of accountability. One of the most effective ways to ensure that you stick to new habits and break bad ones is to create accountability. When you have someone or something to hold you accountable, you're far more likely to follow through on your commitments. Accountability can take many forms. It could be a friend or family member who checks in on your progress, a mentor who guides you through your journey, or even a community of like-minded individuals who are pursuing similar goals. The key is to find someone or something that will keep you on track, especially when motivation fades. Another powerful tool for accountability is public commitment. When you publicly declare your goals or habits, you create a sense of external pressure to follow through. This is why many people find success in joining group challenges, posting their progress on social media, or sharing their intentions with friends and family. The fear of disappointing others can be a strong motivator to stay disciplined. Find an accountability partner or join a group where you can share your progress and receive support. You could also use habit tracking apps to log your daily activities and hold yourself accountable. The role of environment in habit formation. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your habits. Often, we underestimate how much our surroundings influence our behavior. Think about it. When you're in a cluttered, chaotic space, you're more likely to feel overwhelmed and distracted. On the other hand, when you're in a clean, organized space, it's easier to focus and maintain productive habits. To build new habits or break bad ones, you need to design an environment that supports your goals. This means removing triggers for bad habits and adding cues for good habits. For example, if you're trying to read more, keep a book on your bedside table where you can easily reach it. If you're trying to cut down on junk food, clear your pantry of unhealthy snacks and replace them with healthier options. Your environment should be a reflection of the habits you want to cultivate. By intentionally designing your surroundings, you make it easier to follow through on your commitments without relying solely on willpower. Evaluate your current environment and make adjustments to support your habits. Remove triggers for bad habits and add cues that encourage positive behaviors. Small changes such as organizing your workspace or meal prepping healthy snacks can have a big impact. Sustaining habits. The power of identity. One of the most powerful ways to sustain long-term habits is to shift your focus from what you want to achieve to who you want to become. Instead of setting goals based solely on outcomes, start thinking about the type of person you want to be. For example, instead of setting a goal to run a marathon, shift your identity to I am a runner. When you identify as a runner, the habit of running becomes part of who you are, not just something you do occasionally. This shift in identity makes it much easier to stick with habits because they align with your sense of self. Sustaining habits is about aligning your actions with your desired identity. The more you reinforce this identity through your habits, the stronger it becomes. Over time, your habits will become an expression of who you are rather than a temporary effort to achieve a specific goal. Think about the identity you want to build. Who do you want to become? Write down a list of characteristics and qualities that describe the person you aspire to be. Then, focus on building habits that align with this identity. Habit stacking, building momentum through layering. One of the best ways to build and maintain habits is through a technique called habit stacking. This strategy involves linking a new habit to an existing one, creating a chain of behaviors that flow naturally. By attaching a new habit to an already established routine, you're leveraging the power of momentum to help the new behavior stick. For example, if you already have a habit of brushing your teeth every morning, you can stack a new habit like meditating for 5 minutes immediately after brushing your teeth. This way, brushing your teeth becomes the cue for the new habit, making it easier to remember and follow through. Habit stacking works because it reduces the mental effort required to adopt a new habit. Instead of creating an entirely new routine, you're simply adding to an existing one. This makes the process of building new habits feel more natural and sustainable. Choose one new habit you want to build and find an existing habit to stack it with. For example, if you want to start journaling, you could do it right after you have your morning coffee. The key is to create a logical flow between the two habits. Dealing with setbacks, how to recover and stay on track. No matter how disciplined you are, setbacks are inevitable. There will be days when you miss a workout, skip a meditation session, or fall back into an old habit. The key to long-term success is not avoiding setbacks, but learning how to recover from them quickly and without guilt. One of the most dangerous traps people fall into is the all-or-nothing mindset. This mindset leads to perfectionism, where any slip-up is seen as a failure, causing you to give up entirely. But the reality is, progress is not about being perfect. It's about showing up consistently and recovering quickly from setbacks. When you experience a setback, don't dwell on it or beat yourself up. Instead, focus on getting back on track as soon as possible. Remember, missing one day of a habit is not the end of the world. What matters is that you don't let one slip-up turn into a downward spiral. The next time you miss a day of a habit or experience a setback, remind yourself that it's okay. Use the never miss twice rule. If you miss one day, make sure you get back on track the next day. This will help you maintain consistency over the long term. Habits are the foundation of personal transformation. They are the small, consistent actions that, when compounded over time, lead to extraordinary results. By understanding the habit loop, building new habits, breaking bad ones, and sustaining positive changes, you can rebuild yourself into the person you want to become. Remember, the key to lasting change isn't about making drastic overnight shifts. It's about mastering the small daily actions that, when repeated consistently, create powerful momentum in your life. Whether you're building new habits or breaking old ones, the process of habit formation is your greatest tool for creating lasting transformation. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the concept of self-discipline, how to cultivate the discipline needed to maintain your habits, achieve your goals, and push through challenges. Together, we'll explore the mindset and strategies that fuel relentless discipline and success. Chapter 4. The relentless force of self-discipline, the engine of success. Self-discipline is the glue that holds your transformation together. It's the silent force working behind the scenes, pushing you to stay on track even when motivation fades. In fact, one of the most common misconceptions about personal growth is that you need to feel motivated all the time to achieve your goals. Motivation, while powerful, is fleeting. It comes and goes, often leaving you stranded when you need it most. That's where self-discipline comes in. It's not reliant on how you feel in the moment, but on your commitment to your goals. The truth is, every success story is fueled by relentless self-discipline. From athletes who wake up before sunrise to train, to entrepreneurs who work late into the night to build their vision, the common thread is their ability to show up consistently regardless of how they feel. Discipline doesn't require you to feel ready or inspired. It requires you to act regardless of circumstances. In this chapter, we're going to explore the true power of self-discipline. We'll break down the mindset behind discipline, how to cultivate it, and how to maintain it over the long haul. By mastering self-discipline, you'll unlock the ability to achieve your greatest ambitions and build the life you've always envisioned. What is self-discipline? At its core, self-discipline is the ability to control your impulses, emotions, and behaviors in the pursuit of long-term goals. It's the practice of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Self-discipline isn't something that you're born with. It's a skill that can be cultivated just like any other. Think of self-discipline as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you choose to push through discomfort, delay gratification, or stay focused in the face of distractions, you're strengthening your discipline muscle. Over time, this muscle becomes more resilient, and the actions that once felt difficult or unnatural become second nature. Self-discipline is not about perfection. It's about progress and consistency. It's about making the right choice more often than not and bouncing back when you slip up. People often mistake discipline for rigidity, but true discipline is flexible. It allows you to adapt and adjust without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Identify an area of your life where you lack discipline. Is it in your health, your work, or your personal habits? Start by focusing on one small action that you can commit to consistently. This could be as simple as waking up 10 minutes earlier each day or completing one productive task before checking your phone in the morning. The difference between motivation and discipline. One of the biggest traps people fall into is relying too heavily on motivation to achieve their goals. Motivation is an emotion, and like all emotions, it fluctuates. Some days, you might feel unstoppable, ready to tackle anything that comes your way. Other days, you'll feel sluggish, unmotivated, and tempted to give up. If you rely solely on motivation to carry you through, you'll find yourself stuck in an endless cycle of inconsistency. Self-discipline, on the other hand, doesn't require you to feel motivated. It's based on habit and commitment. When you're disciplined, you act regardless of how you feel. This is the critical difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't. High achievers understand that success is not about feeling motivated all the time. It's about having the discipline to do the work even on the days when you don't feel like it. Think of self-discipline as a decision you make once rather than a decision you make every day. When you're truly disciplined, you don't ask yourself, "Should I do this today?" Instead, you've already committed to the action, and you follow through no matter what. Next time you feel unmotivated, remind yourself that discipline, not motivation, is what matters. Take one small step in the direction of your goal, even if it's the last thing you want to do. This will help build your momentum and reinforce the habit of taking action, regardless of how you feel. Delayed gratification, the hallmark of discipline. One of the defining traits of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. In a world of instant rewards, from social media likes to next-day delivery, the ability to wait for long-term benefits is increasingly rare. But delayed gratification is one of the most powerful tools for achieving lasting success. Think about it. Nearly every major achievement in life requires some form of delayed gratification. Whether it's saving money for a big purchase, building a business, or mastering a new skill, you have to invest time and effort up front without immediate rewards. This is where most people struggle. They want the results, but they're not willing to wait or put in the necessary work to get there. Delayed gratification is about playing the long game. It's about making short-term sacrifices for long-term gains. It's what allows you to resist the temptation of instant pleasure, whether that's skipping a workout, indulging in unhealthy food, or procrastinating on an important task, and stay focused on the bigger picture. A famous experiment called the marshmallow test perfectly illustrates the power of delayed gratification. In this study, children were given the option to eat one marshmallow immediately or wait 15 minutes to receive 2 marshmallows. Those who were able to wait for the second marshmallow tended to perform better in life, both academically and professionally. The ability to delay gratification is a key predictor of success. Practice delayed gratification in small ways. The next time you're tempted to indulge in an immediate reward, ask yourself if this action supports your long-term goals. Delay the gratification for a few minutes and see how you feel afterward. This simple practice will strengthen your ability to make disciplined choices in more significant areas of your life. Mastering your emotions, the key to consistent discipline. Self-discipline isn't just about controlling your actions, it's also about mastering your emotions. Our emotions are powerful drivers of behavior. When we're angry, stressed, or tired, we're more likely to make impulsive decisions that derail our progress. That's why emotional regulation is a critical aspect of self-discipline. Emotional regulation is the ability to recognize and manage your emotions in a healthy way. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about understanding how your emotions influence your decisions and finding constructive ways to navigate them. For example, if you've had a stressful day at work, you might feel tempted to skip the gym or indulge in unhealthy food. In these moments, self-discipline requires you to acknowledge your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. You might say to yourself, "I'm feeling stressed right now, but I know that skipping my workout won't help in the long run. I'll feel better if I stick to my plan." Mastering your emotions also means developing strategies to cope with negative feelings. This could be through mindfulness, deep breathing, journaling, or talking to a friend. By managing your emotions effectively, you're able to stay disciplined and make decisions that align with your long-term goals, even in difficult moments. The next time you feel a strong emotion, pause and take a deep breath. Acknowledge what you're feeling and how it's affecting your decision-making. Then, ask yourself, what action will support my long-term goals? This practice will help you stay disciplined, even in emotional situations. Creating routines and rituals to fuel discipline. Discipline thrives in structure. One of the most effective ways to cultivate self-discipline is by creating routines and rituals that support your goals. When your day is structured around productive habits, you remove the need for constant decision-making and reduce the likelihood of falling into distractions or bad habits. A well-designed routine is like a blueprint for success. It sets the tone for your day and ensures that you're consistently making progress, even when you're not feeling particularly motivated. Morning and evening routines are especially powerful because they bookend your day, allowing you to start with intention and wind down with reflection. For example, a morning routine might include activities like meditation, journaling, exercise, or reviewing your goals. These activities help you start your day with clarity and focus. An evening routine, on the other hand, might involve planning the next day, reflecting on your accomplishments, and practicing gratitude. These rituals reinforce your discipline and keep you aligned with your long-term vision. The beauty of routines is that once they're established, they become automatic. You no longer have to think about whether or not you should do something. It becomes part of your daily life. This is the essence of discipline. It's no longer a matter of willpower, but a matter of habit. Design a simple morning and evening routine that supports your goals. Start with just a few key actions, such as journaling or reviewing your goals, and commit to doing them consistently. Over time, you can build on these routines and make them more comprehensive. The power of consistency, small steps lead to big results. One of the most overlooked aspects of self-discipline is the power of consistency. People often focus on making huge, dramatic changes, but the reality is that success is built on small, consistent actions taken over time. It's not about doing everything perfectly, but about showing up day after day, even when progress feels slow or insignificant. Consistency compounds over time. Just like small, consistent investments grow into substantial wealth, small, consistent efforts lead to massive results. The key is to stay patient and trust the process, even when the immediate results aren't visible. Success rarely happens overnight. It's the result of many small steps taken consistently. The challenge with consistency is that it can feel monotonous or unexciting. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work, when progress feels slow, or when you doubt whether your efforts are making a difference. But these are the moments when discipline matters most. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's the foundation of lasting success. Choose one goal or habit to focus on consistently for the next 30 days. Break it down into small, manageable steps and commit to showing up every day, no matter how you feel. Track your progress to stay motivated and remind yourself that small steps lead to big results. Overcoming procrastination with discipline. Procrastination is the enemy of self-discipline. It's the habit of putting off tasks, delaying action, and avoiding what needs to be done. At its core, procrastination is often driven by fear, discomfort, or a lack of clarity. When you procrastinate, you're choosing short-term comfort over long-term success. The good news is that procrastination can be overcome with discipline. The key is to break the cycle of avoidance and take immediate action, no matter how small. One of the most effective strategies for overcoming procrastination is the 5-second rule. This technique, popularized by Mel Robbins, involves counting down from 5 and taking action immediately before your brain has a chance to talk you out of it. Another powerful technique is the 2-minute rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it right away. This helps you build momentum and avoid the temptation to procrastinate. For larger tasks, break them down into smaller, more manageable steps to make them less overwhelming. The longer you delay action, the harder it becomes to start. Discipline is about taking action now, even when you don't feel ready or motivated. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to overcome procrastination and stay focused on your goals. The next time you feel tempted to procrastinate, use the 5-second rule. Count down from 5 and take immediate action, no matter how small. This will help you break the cycle of procrastination and build the habit of taking action. The role of rest and recovery in discipline. Discipline isn't about working nonstop or pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion. In fact, one of the most important aspects of self-discipline is knowing when to rest and recover. Just like physical muscles, your disciplined muscle needs time to recharge and rebuild. Rest and recovery are essential for long-term success. When you're constantly pushing yourself without taking breaks, you're more likely to burn out, lose focus, and make impulsive decisions. True discipline involves finding a balance between hard work and rest, allowing you to maintain your energy and focus over the long haul. This is where the concept of strategic rest comes in. Strategic rest involves intentionally scheduling breaks, downtime, and recovery periods into your routine. This could be in the form of daily rest, like taking short breaks during work, weekly rest, like taking a full day off, or even seasonal rest, like taking vacations or sabbaticals. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It's a critical part of maintaining discipline and productivity. Evaluate your current schedule and make sure you're incorporating rest and recovery. Schedule regular breaks throughout your day and consider taking one full day off each week to recharge. Remember, rest is a key component of sustainable discipline. Self-discipline is the engine that drives personal growth, success, and transformation. It's the force that allows you to push through challenges, stay consistent in your efforts, and maintain focus on your long-term goals. While motivation may come and go, discipline remains steady, guiding you toward the life you want to create. Remember, self-discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, even when it's difficult. It's about building routines that support your goals, mastering your emotions, and practicing delayed gratification. Through consistent action and strategic rest, you'll strengthen your discipline muscle and unlock the ability to achieve your greatest ambitions. As we draw this journey of transformation to a close, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on the profound insights and strategies we've explored throughout Rebuild Yourself. The process of rebuilding is not merely about changing external circumstances, it is an intimate journey of reshaping your inner landscape, your beliefs, habits, and mindset. You have been equipped with essential tools to dismantle old patterns and construct a foundation of resilience, authenticity, and purpose. Embrace the notion that rebuilding is a continuous journey, one that requires both courage and commitment. Each step you take towards self-discovery and growth is a testament to your strength and determination. Remember, the road to self-reconstruction is filled with both challenges and triumphs. Embrace the lessons learned from setbacks. They are vital components of your growth story. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, for they contribute to the masterpiece that is your life. As you move forward, carry with you the understanding that you possess the power to create your reality. The path to rebuilding is not linear, and that's perfectly okay. Allow yourself the grace to evolve, adapt, and emerge stronger than ever before. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I encourage you to revisit these teachings often, allowing them to guide you as you continue to rebuild and redefine yourself. The journey ahead is yours to shape, and I have every confidence that you will thrive. Until we meet again, keep striving, keep believing, and keep rebuilding.